Hey, morning everybody. It's the Saints Man, the small van courier on the CX. It's Wednesday the 4th of August. Wow, August already. This is Monday to Wednesday, what I've been up to so far this week. Life in the courier. Quick one, I haven't said it for ages. If you want to subscribe, I've got 19 now. 19 subscribers, I don't even ask, I've never asked. But if you want to subscribe and like, make a comment, I will get back to you sometime. I don't edit anything, I just do it as it is. I'm sat actually in a beautiful location just outside Millbrook where they do the testing, road testing. I've got a delivery there at 12:30 and I picked it up at, I'm here, it's 20 to 12, so I've got a bit of time. So I can do this. So, go back to Monday the 2nd and I had a delivery. First delivery was pick up in Bedford, going to Windsor. I've done work for this company before. Nice company, small company, got their own portal for billing. 3 boxes down to Windsor. Pick up at 8:15, so it was a pretty early start for a Monday because I hadn't got any job booked in. And I was down at Windsor. Not too shabby actually, traffic weren't too bad. And obviously Windsor's a really good spot to get any work, which I did straight after really. I got 65 for that job, and I got another job then picking up from Stanwell Moor. That's the right next to Heathrow. It's a little village just outside. It was from a courier company. They had a driver go sick, and they put it on the CX 3 drops Birmingham, which is great. I love going to places like that because I know I'm going to get a next job. I've got my sunglasses on because the sun is right in my eyes. I've had to turn the van around so you can see me. So I've got the sun at me now. Yeah, 3 drops. 2 boxes for one, 2 boxes for another, and 1 box the other side of Birmingham, Hales Owen, which no problem. One was right in the middle of Birmingham, but being a small van, it really does help. You could sort of manoeuvre and get to it. Got me Euro 6, so I don't have to pay this clean air rubbish. Yeah, so all good. Parked up, got the 3 deliveries done. And I was looking at something else then, and I was looking at either a long job. I got 95 for that, 3 drops Birmingham from Heathrow. So I'm up to 160. So I was looking for either a long job, just to stay out, or something to get me nearer home. And there's the usual COVIDs to Aylesbury, and there was one from Solihull, which was not too far away. Obviously I've got to go down to Aylesbury, and then I'm 30 odd mile from home, and I'll just swallow the dead miles on that. So I had an hour to kill between, so I quoted on that 59 and got that job. Pretty easy actually, because it's just down the M40, so you shoot along the M40 and cut across straight up the 41 to Aylesbury, so it was a really through Bicester and that way. So although it was a little bit more miles, it was easier miles. It wasn't all A and B roads, it was just straight motorway, 1A road straight in. So did that job for 59. So Monday I did 351 miles, got £219. So good day, average 62 pence a mile. Tuesday, this is the interesting bit to start today. I picked a job up Monday night, Kettering to Kingston upon Thames, COVID, which is great, I don't mind. I quoted quite a Kettering to me is about 15 miles away, and it was a residential pickup, 2 COVID test kits to Kingston upon Thames. I presume they're going on holiday or something. So it was, I got the address, Station Road in Kettering, and it was a 9 o'clock pickup. Well, Northampton and Kettering, between them is like rush hour. It should take you 25 minutes. It can take you 45-50 minutes to do their mileage, because it's just everything's going between Kettering and Northampton. It's a single road, there's no dual carriageway. So I left the house just after 8 to give me a good chance. Even if I was in traffic, I was going to get there before 9, which I did. I got there at 8:45. And there was no such number, no such house number as the house number I've been given. I was in Station Road. I'd gone Station Road, Kettering, which it said on the CX, Station Road, Kettering. Both sat navs had took me to Station Road, and there's no number that high. It was 16 something. I can't think what it was now. So instead of phoning a shipper, I'd got because it's a residential, they'd give me 2 phone numbers for a man and a woman. So I phoned the first one, no answer. Phoned the second one. This is at 10 to 9 now. quarter to 9. And it was a gentleman, and I said who I was. Says what courier company I was working for. I says I can't find. I'm in Station Road, Kettering. I can't find your number. Have I got the wrong number? And he says no, you got the wrong town. It's not Kettering. It's Station Road, Thrapston. I went okay. He says you got the right number. He says but it's Station Road, Thrapston, not Station Road, Kettering. I went okay. Thrapston is about 12 miles away. So I was like, right, I said, no problem. I says, I'll head straight over to you. And with that, he said, that's not a problem. I said, I'm going to be just after 9 now, if that's okay. And he said, that's fine. He said, what I'll do is I'll leave it on the step, the 2 code tests. He said, I've got a step. He says, we're right at the far corner of the road. He says, as long as you come in. I said, yeah, I'll be there in 15 minutes. So I did. I phoned on the way, I phoned the shipper. Told him what happened. I says, I've gone to, you put Kettering, it's not Kettering, it's Thrapston. And he went, oh right. I said, I spoke with the customer, they're really happy, they're fine. I said, it's just an extra distance for me. I said, an extra hassle. He said, well, I'm on my way to the office, I'll work it out, we'll work something out. I said, okay. So I went to Thrapston, picked it up. So there at 9:05 though, they were there on the step, two COVID tests. A bit strange leaving COVID tests. It weren't a drive either, it was just a brand new housing estate in Thrapston. Admittedly, it was a dead end, and there was only 3 other houses the other side of it. But it's still, do you leave COVID tests out on them? Well, anyway, when I picked him up, I phoned the customer just to let him know that I had picked him up, so there was no doubt that I'd got him. And he says, brilliant, thanks for phoning. So he was really happy actually. And then I'm on my way to Kingston. With that, the shipper phoned me, and he says, what postcode? Just going out my door. It's really warm. What postcode did you have? I told it. He says, well, I can't charge the customer anything extra because that's the right postcode. I says, I don't look at the postcode. I says, I look at the address. I put the address in Google because it was a residential address and the town, and it came up with where I went in Kettering. And he went, oh right. He says, so how much extra hassle has it cost you? I said, it's cost me about 15 miles. I said, but if I'd have knew it at Thrapston's nearer to me than Kettering. I said, so it's cost me about, I don't know, half an hour I suppose. I said, if you put another tenner on it, I says, well, there's no problem. I said, I've got it, I'm on my way to Kingston upon Thames, the customer's really happy. I said, it's just cost me a bit of inconvenience. He said, yeah, okay. He agreed to the £10. He said he'd change it on the CX. And then he says, but can you look at the postcode in future? And I says, well, surely the address and the town overrides the postcode. I said, but yeah, I will. I says, but if you put Kettering is a town. If you'd have put Thrapston, Station Road 16, whatever it was, Thrapston, I'd have been there. I says, but there's no problem. It's all good. So he said, yeah, that's fine. So he said, I'll put it on there. So, do you look at the postcode? Do you look at the town? If it differs, put the right town down. It's Thrapston. Thrapston is a town. Quite a big town as well. Anyway, went down to Kingston upon Thames, so I'm on £96 for that job. 2 COVID test kits. I've been to this place before in Kingston upon Thames. It's a flat. It's turned into a business. They've even got it on the wall. It's nice. It's just off a main road in Kingston. It's a lovely area. Lovely area. Don't get a coffee from there, not unless you've got a lot of money, because it's expensive. I did it once when I had to wait, but no, lovely. And good for jobs as well. So I wanted to do something there. I thought, well, I don't want to go into inner London. If you put 30 miles on your laptop, it shows every job. There's 30 jobs, 40 jobs all around London, and I don't want anything in London. So I was flicking through, and there was a job on there, London, not far from where I was, in Hayes. Well, that was about a 40-minute drive. It's only about 8 miles. Hayes to Greenford, so 2 pickups, and then to Cardiff. And quoted on it, and got a phone call quite quickly. I quoted on about 4 jobs actually, and this was the one I really wanted. And I was thinking whether to lower my quote, but I thought no, it's on the money. And I got a phone call. He says, "You all right to do that job to Cardiff?" I said, "Yeah, fine, mate." So it was one with my miles getting there, it's about 170, just under 170. So he sent the job through, and I'd quoted sort of 115 on it or something like that. Something in the ballpark. Anyway, when the job come through, he sent the job through, it was 212. It was 40 more miles. I'm like, what? And I looked, I thought, well, something's not right. But I'd picked the first one up. Anyway, while I was at the first one, I was having to wait just to make sure I got the right stuff. So I phoned him up, and I says, have you seen the mileage on this? I said, I quoted 170 miles, which is including me getting there. I says, and it's actually 200 and... He says, oh right, let me look. He says, oh, it's done it something wrong. He says, so what do you want to do? I says, well, what I normally charge is this per mile, and if you want to just do the mileage on that, is that okay? So it come out at 148, and he said, that's fine, absolutely fine. And he says, in fact, we'll just round it up to 150. He said, I said, well, that's really good of you. I says, it's just, I don't know why, but it has. Anyway, so I picked the second one up. It was going to a studio in Wales, Wolf Studios in Cardiff, and I've been there before. It's a film production studio. So once I picked the two up, there was 6 boxes, three cases from one and 3 boxes from another. So 2 pickups. So I was on my way, and it's all M4. Once I got the M4, it's M4, as simple as. So I ended up getting in Cardiff did the drop in at Wolf Studios about 4:10, something like that. So that was my day done, really, because I kept myself available, but I sort of thought, well, I've had a cracking day. I've done 246, and I left my house at 8 o'clock, and I was done 4:30. So I kept the feed on. I thought, if I get someone else, sometimes there's Covid to Abingdon from Bridgend or something like that. I thought, I'll keep my feed on, but I thought, I'll go and park somewhere nice. So I looked at it, I pulled out of the security and pulled over on the left out of the way, right in the middle of Cardiff. I've done Cardiff a few times. Cardiff I like it as a city. You can get around. I just managed to get around these link roads and all sorts. So I just pulled out, and I thought, well, that's really pretty much, I'll stay down here. I'll just stay in Cardiff. But if something comes up, I'm not going to commit myself to stay in Cardiff totally. I thought, if something comes up, I'll go back. If there's a bridge end to Abingdon, I'll do that, because there's a really good place to park in Abingdon that's nice, out the way, right in the centre, park for night. But anyway, I looked around Cardiff, park for night, and one was on Cardiff Bay, right next to the ice hockey rink and a leisure swimming pool thing with tubes in. So I thought, I'll go to that anyway. It was only 2 mile away, 9 minutes. So I went and parked in there, and sure enough, it was on a gravel bit as well, and it was right on the bay, beautiful, looking out over Cardiff Bay. It's free, and Morrison's is about 300 yards down the road. So I went to where it was first. Thought that's ideal. Good if I park here for the night and go have a good kip. It seemed very quiet. I thought I'll go to Morrison's first, get some grub, and I filled up with fuel, so I'm ready for the next day. And I thought, that's pretty much me done. But I still kept the feed on in case there was anything come up, and also looking for the next day, because today, Wednesday, I've actually got to get back home quite rapid, because it's our bike night tonight, and we've got a Pink Floyd tribute act. It's our big charity night, and our motorbike night at All Seasons Cafe in Northampton. So it's a really big night, and they're mega band. So I end up working there tonight for my good lady, my wife. I'll be sort of looking after the band and make sure they're getting food and drink, make sure it's all right outside, a crowd, busy night. So, going off track there. Yeah, so that was that. So I filled up Morrison's, I went back. I thought, well, I'm sort of resigned to... I still kept myself available, but I thought, hey, no, first I'll stay here. So I wandered up, I thought, I've got my swimming kit. It's this big swimming pool complex with tubes and all that. I thought, I'll see if I can go swimming. But I walked up and there was no one swimming, it was empty, but there was people in there. But it was a private £35 a month membership. It weren't for the public. So I walked across the road. I'm literally 150 yards from the van, 100 yards max. Walked across to the arena, which is the ice rink. And I went in. I just asked if it was open. I went in. I says, Told him I was a courier. I said I'm just buying a bit of time, and he charts having a look. What's happening? She said, she's a really nice lady. She said, yeah, absolutely. She says it's all one way though. You have to walk in that door, and she said we've got a small rink, and then we've got the large rink where the Cardiff Devils ice hockey team play. She says, but the kids are in there in a minute, so it's fantastic. All stands around it, perspex, just like you see on telly. I know there was kids. There was about 20 kids, 30 kids. Having a bit of training session, I think. It was just a training, just a training session, just playing. There was a couple, 3 or 4 adults. I presume they were, coaches, and they were having matches against each other. So I just sat and watched them for 3/4 of an hour. Yeah, really good. Jesus, it's fast. It's fast. First time I ever see ice hockey, even though it's kids. But anyway, I watched that for about an hour. Come out. I went on a walk around Cardiff. I thought I'll just have a walk, see if there's have a beer somewhere. But I walked around Cardiff. I walked a fair bit, and it's all flats, all new flats. The yacht club down the road, that was all. You weren't having a beer in there. That was all barriers across. I thought, well, I shouldn't have a beer anyway. I might get an early start. So check the feed. There was a job on there from Thornbury the next morning, 6 o'clock to Leicester. I thought, oh, that's good. So I've quoted on that. I got a phone call, but a strange one because I hadn't got the job. But I got a phone call to say I was unsuccessful. Then I said it was unsuccessful. Quote was unsuccessful, which I was a bit gutted about. If it was a 6 o'clock, I'd have been in Leicester by about 8:30. And I thought I could have done a second job, then gone home. But he phoned me up to say I'd actually got the job, but as I'd got it, the customer cancelled. So it was just a courtesy call, which was nice. But if I'm unsuccessful, well, I was successful, but I weren't, if you see, because the job didn't happen. There was a job on there, Bristol to Bedford, which I thought, well, and it was 8:30 pickup, right in the centre, BS1, so I know it's right in the centre. And I thought, well, I've got 50 miles nearly to cover to get there. 47 miles or something from where I was. I thought, shall I just hold out for something in Cardiff? But I quoted on it, and I left it on there, and nothing happened. And it was still on the feed. There was nothing else. So I set my bed up in the back, tramped in the back, sleeping bags. It was really nice, 21 degrees at 8 o'clock at night still. So it was warm. So I had something to eat. Sorted himself out. And I thought, I'm going to cancel this quote, because if I wake up at 7:30, he says I've got the quote, I won't be able to get there. I'll be too late. So I cancelled it and went to bed. I was in bed at 10. Slept good. I did wake up about... There was all the ice hockey guys coming out of their car park. I was on the overflow bit, so I was a bit far. There was a couple there. But it was dead. The car park was dead by 10:30. I had a quick last look around. I was the only one in the car park. There's no barriers, so I know I'm alright. And that's when we parked up, quiet as a mouse. The only thing was, it's right on Cardigan Bay, and at about 5 o'clock in the morning I was woken by about 20 seagulls flying and squawking. So wide awake about up as 5. Decided I was have a little doze. I didn't want to get up yet. And sure enough, I fell back to sleep, woke up about 6:30, checked the feed straight away, and the Bristol job pings up again on there. 8:30 to 9 o'clock pickup from Bristol to Bedford. So I thought, I'll quote on it. I'll put the 50 miles in, but going quite low. And I went in it altogether. It's 170 miles. So I quote it with me 50 miles, 172 miles. So I quoted 115 quid, thinking I wouldn't get it because it's only 120 odd miles. So I thought somewhere around there. Yeah, it's only 120 miles. But I got a phone. Oh, I didn't get a phone call. I got a message, not through the CX, through messages, laying out the job, what time it got to be picked up. It had to be delivered at 12:30. Can you do this job? And I'm like, yeah, I can do this job. I thought, shit, got to get a shifty on now. Because I've got, so I clicked it on my thing, and yeah, I literally quick wash, quick change of clothes, put the sleeping bags away. Oh, it was 15 minutes. I was on the road, and it said on my sat nav, because of the traffic getting out of Cardiff over the bridge into Bristol, I was going to get there at 8:25. So I had no breakfast. I had nout. I hadn't even had a cup of tea. Nothing. But hey, it was getting me to Bedford. Millbrook is about 30 mile, not even that, 25 mile from home. So that's where we are. We picked up, it's 2 electric scooters from right in the centre of Bristol, but absolutely fine because it was nothing goes right in the centre of Bristol. It's around little back streets, and it was just parked on the corner, nipped in. 2 electric scooters there, in and out in 5 minutes, 25 kilos each. They're in the back now. But the delivery is at 12:30. You can't go in any earlier, any later. This is the only time this person's available. I've got a mobile number, so it's now 12 o'clock. So it gives me time to do this. But that's it, that'll be today. After Millbrook, I need 2 new rear tyres. My tyres are just on the legal limit. My front ones I had changed about 3 or 4 weeks ago because front wheel drive, and that was changed in Manchester. So they're spot on. But my rear ones, the bloke, when I tried to get them changed in Penzance, he hadn't got any tyres. He'd had to order them, but he says you got about 1,000 miles in, and I've done about 1,300. So after this job, I'm going to shoot back to Northampton. I've got a good little garage there, and I know he'll have some tyres, and get 2 rear tyres on this afternoon, and then it's home, and then it's to the bike night for about 4:30, 5 o'clock. Band are kicking off at 6:30. Awesome. So that's Monday to Wednesday. Like I say, if you want to like, subscribe, comment, I will try and get back to you if you comment. Be great. Hope you're all making money. I say today is just going to be a 115 day, but I weren't looking at money today. I was looking at getting home so I can help with the bike night. So we're back on it again tomorrow. Take care.